In stories, the heroes get the honor and glory. But their gleaming armor, their mighty weapons, the people who built them were heroes in their own right. And I thought I was gonna follow in their footsteps. But a hammer and tools can't fix every problem. There are some things that can never be repaired. It's not enough to wait until the battle is over to fix their armor and bandage their wounds. If you can fight at their side, you can try to keep the blows from falling, and maybe even protect them from themselves. I am Brigitte Lindholm, and I will be their shield.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Adam Wolf from Gamers Platform, and in this video I have my very first Hero Spotlight for Overwatch. This is Brigitte Lindholm, and as you saw, that was her origin trailer. She was, well, let's read this little synopsis here. Squire to Reinhardt, Brigitte defends her allies with her shield and protects them with healing and armor. So she was actually trained, as you could see the way she looks, she was trained by Reinhardt. She wanted to follow in her own father's footsteps, who her father is Torbjorn, but just felt as though her needs or the needs of others was elsewhere, and so she trained under Reinhardt to don the shield and a flail, which is a pretty awesome weapon, I gotta say. She seems like she's gonna be a lot of fun to play. She's a new support hero, okay? So she's tanky-ish, but also can heal at the same time, which is just a brutal combination. And I truly think that there's going to be some difficulties getting past her when she's coupled up with the right crowd. But we're going to be going over her abilities today, or in this video, and what I think would be the best way to use these abilities together based on what I was able to do in the game, or in the practice range. Unfortunately, I could not get any extra footage of her playing in-game because it was taking too long to look for a quick play match, of course, and even if I got into one, what are the odds that I'd be able to get her, because everybody wants to play the new hero. And in the custom game that I went into, it was I just simply asked if I could get footage of her, and nobody answered. So unfortunately I did not get any footage of her, but hopefully in the future we can see for ourselves, maybe live on stream, what she's all about. So we're gonna hop right into the first ability. The first ability that she is wielding is the Rocket Flail. It's her main attack, her primary attack, using her flail to do damage to her enemies. And as you can see from this footage, it is not terribly damaging, but it's not like underpowered either. It actually does a pretty considerable amount of damage when you consider the fact that she's a support hero. So it's actually, her primary attack is actually not too bad, and as you can see from this footage here, it can actually be used to cleave, basically meaning she can hit two enemies at once, which is awesome. That is just awesome, because that comes in handy later on when I go over her passive, and and based on what you're seeing right here, it actually only has about maybe a 5 meter range for her basic attack. So, you know, it's not too far. So you got to get up close and personal. But you know, when you do, you're not going to want to be on the other end of that flail. Next up, we have her repair pack. Now, this one's interesting because it kind of puts her on a similar level to Zenyatta, where she can actually heal her allies, but also giving them maximum health and armor. So basically, you heal an ally, any healing over maximum health provides armor instead, which is a nice little touch. I really enjoy that, so that you know, if your teammate is going into in a head-on attack, you can literally just throw this on them. They have extra armor to go in and possibly survive the attack, so that's pretty cool. So from this footage you can see here, I'm just tossing the repair pack on my friendly robots because, you know, to heal them up a little bit, and then once they get up a little bit higher into their health, they gain some armor on top of that, which is really cool. And again, this becomes very, very useful later on when I talk to you about her ultimate. So yeah, it's gonna be it's a pretty powerful ability, so it's kind of cool. Moving on to her next ability, Whip Shot. Launch your flail forward to knock an enemy away from you. Now, this doesn't necessarily just knock an enemy away, but it actually does a considerable amount of damage. And this comes into play with her combo that I'll be talking about in a minute, where it does a decent amount of damage in the middle of the combo to where you can actually maybe down a very easy hero like somebody like Tracer or Reaper, somebody with about 200 health or so, pretty quickly actually. And it's kind of nice to have more support characters that can actually do damage rather than just take it and also heal. So I'm liking these combination support characters that they're coming out with. And as you can see from this footage right here, this ability can also be used to knock enemies off a cliff or whatever structure they're on if they're close enough to the edge. So I thought that was really funny, but also kind of cheeky. So it's like if a Lucio tries to like knock you off, you can come right back and knock him off. And I just think it's really funny that it's kind of a counter to Lucio, or it could be. You know, if you're lucky enough, you can just pop him right off the edge. You know, whether he actually falls off is up to whether he's paying attention or not. But I just thought this was really funny. You can just knock him off the edge of a cliff or something. Now, being trained by Reinhardt, of course, you'd expect her to have her own shield. Well, she does. However, it only has 600 damage resistance. So, unlike Reinhardt, who has 2,000, Reinhardt, of course, is a main tank, so he would need such a large shield. But for her, she's more of like an attacking tank hybrid, and you know, she can take some damage. You know, and obviously against something like a Bastion would definitely be a bit rough on her, because her shield it would go away pretty quickly. But it does actually regenerate if you are able to. Once you put it away, it starts to regenerate just like Reinhardt's fairly quickly. Okay, so you can get right back into the action, and I think that's what's going to be good about her, is that her shield can go back so quickly compared to Reinhardt, because she only has 600, so she can get right back into the fighting and protecting for a very short time, but she can get right back into protecting her teammates, while Reinhardt's possibly, like if his shield goes down, he can take a break, and she can take over, which is really kind of nice. She's kind of like an off tank. So, you know, if you're playing with a Reinhardt, you can switch off with him and do some protecting while his shield comes back. Now, along with this shield, you actually get a shield bash. So while you're holding your shield out with your right click, you hit left click and you do a shield bash. It is not a very long range ability. It's about 5 meters. So it's very close range, but the cool part about it is that it stuns and does a little bit of damage, so it gives you that opportunity to throw in your combo. And it really helps out the flow of things, because once you get into combat, you can really take advantage of the fact that, like, say if you're facing off against a Reinhardt or something of that nature, you could easily stop him from, let's say, doing his dash. If he comes dashing at you, you can actually use this to stop him in his tracks, which is crazy. In the custom game I played earlier, that's what happened to me. So she's able to actually stop Reinhardt in his tracks while he's doing his dash forward with this shield bash, which I found very interesting. And apparently it stops a lot of other things. So it's going to be fun to experiment with this ability. And for her passive, we've got striking enemies with your flail heals nearby allies. This actually has a pretty decent range. Actually, it has a very similar range to her whip shot. Actually, it's about 20 meters. Because I stood on the other side with the enemy robots and just hit them every once in a while, and saw that my friendly robots were actually getting healed from all the way back there. And it's insane what her range is. You know, with her whip shot being 20 meters, that also her passive is also included in that. So basically, every time you do damage with your flail, whether it be with your whip shot or with your rocket flail or your primary attack, you are healing your teammates. And last but not least, we have her ultimate. Her ultimate is called Rally. Move faster and provide an armor to nearby allies. This ability, coupled with her repair pack, gives insane amounts of damage mitigation. Not only does it actually heal your allies and yourself, but it also gives your allies and yourself armor, permanent armor, for the duration of, you know, your life. So if you activate her ultimate ability, you will max out your armor, and that armor does not go away once your ultimate is done. And you can actually stack your repair pack on top of your ultimate. However, the repair pack is temporary, so it eventually will go away. But you and your allies actually get armor increase once her ultimate ability has been cast. And also on top of that, you can cast her ultimate ability while holding out your shield. So it's a nice little bonus damage mitigation there if you are trying to block the enemy team from doing any damage to your teammates. So that is Brigitte. I gotta say, again, I'm really excited about the fact that she is definitely more of an attacking tank. Kind of very similar to D.Va, where she can jump in the action and maybe survive. Her health is not as high as some of the other tanks, like Reinhardt or D.Va even. But that is also, I think her health is what, 250, I think, max? And then when you activate her ultimate, it goes up to 400. So, you know, but you couple all this with the fact that she can heal herself and her allies, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And the general consensus on the combo is that you do a shield bash, rocket flail, or primary attack. So shield bash, primary, whip shot, and then another primary or two on easier targets, like I said, about 200 health or less. They should go down with that combo, and it looks like the general populace is voting on this to be the combo to go with. Now, again, I didn't get any footage with her, unfortunately. The test server is packed, and people are always always wanting to use her. So it's going to be a while before I even probably get a chance to use her. I don't know when she gets released. I don't believe they've actually said. Maybe they have, and I just haven't done my research. But from what I've been able to try out, I think she is going to be a fantastic addition to this entire lineup, and I can't wait to be able to use her myself, because as you know, I said when I saw Moira, I said that's going to be my support character, and I've been playing the crap out of her, especially in last season. And I think that Brigitte is another, what looks to be like another favorite of mine. I really definitely like her abilities, and I like the way that she's designed. But until I'm able to actually try her out in a real match, I won't know if I'll get a hold of her or not. But you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. I hope this was informative for you, giving you an idea as to what this character is like and what she's going to be like. And I hope that maybe if you were on the fence about the new character, or at least were curious as to what she was like, I hope that maybe this explained a few things for you. But that's going to do it for me today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me, and please join me again in the next one, where, well, whatever next one. Whenever they come out with a new hero, I'll probably keep this thing going and do another hero spotlight. And don't forget to check the links in the video description below for all of my social media stuff, but more importantly, the Extra Life campaign. I'm trying to raise $200 for my local children's hospital, and I've done it for the last 5 years, and we've been successful just about every single year. So I really hope to continue that trend this year as well. Don't worry if you can't give. It's $200. It's not a whole lot of money, but you know what? Every little bit helps anyway, and we will hit that mark. But if you can give, don't hesitate to donate. And like this video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and so get subscribed if you haven't already. But until next time, guys, I'm Adam Wolf. This is Overwatch, and I will see you guys in the next one.